Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports, and Ryan's not frozen.
Thank you. All sorts of sports.
It's supposed to that.
Ass. I'm a little handicapped. I can't see anything.
Okay. Well, we can see you. So just don't do anything crazy. Cool.
I so badly wanted to break into Stevie Wonder.
Stevie can see.
All right, Stevie might be able to see, but there's one thing about Stevie Wonder that annoys the everlasting shit out of me, and I have to talk about it right now.
The hair?
That goddamn goatee. What?
Dude,
He looks like a Simpsons character, just circles. It's the weirdest goddamn goatee.
I think who was it? It was Kevin Hart talking to, was it Timbaland?
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre.
Oh yeah, the Dr. Dre thing.
Like,
5:30.
Yeah, he calls me like 4 a.m. He's like, why is he calling you at the 4 a.m? He's like, the fuck does it matter to Stevie Wonder? It's always dark out for him.
We love you, Stevie.
Yeah, Stevie, you are a international treasure and a wonder. But god damn it, I never think about that. No, it's just like, when you wake up, it's nighttime, lunchtime, nighttime, doesn't matter. It's not that much.
Before we get into our first topic, I have an announcement.
James is engaged to a Hawaiian girl.
No. Yes, but no. I was 5. All right.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
This is traffic, eh? Anyway.
Oh, shit. I survived, bitch. All right.
James made a pit stop in Hawaii on his way to Epstein Island.
Yo, come on, cuz. Fuck we doing? All right. We may have merch coming eventually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I really fleshed out some ideas and I like where it's going. So if anybody wants to discuss it, let me know.
Sure. We can do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Our first topic is like a video that you've seen on Twitter of a high school coach punching one of the players that was running off the field after, I guess, they were not in that offensive package, and he was like trying to get off the field. Defensive package, whatever. What are your thoughts? Because the world hates him. And the world, like, he got fired. People are saying that he definitely should have been fired and arrested.
I think you got some zagging coming. Ryan, you go first. I think we're the same idea. Well, you go first.
I feel like a lot of those people on the internet never played high school ball of any kind.
Wait, all right, let me go because I played. All right, so look.
So did I. I'll just say I wasn't good, but I played.
I made the team.
Yeah, you never played though, but that's fine. You know,
I couldn't
to play.
Listen, when I played, right, I've had the star player get into fist fights with one of the coaches. Like, I've seen him beat up one of the players, then beat up the player's dad. I've seen, like, of course, like, we've all seen fights in the locker room and shit. I've seen coaches swing on players. It happens. But the dude had a helmet on. Like, it's cool.
Why don't you put the coaches out there putting his face into somebody else like this? What is slapping him upside his head for making a dumb mistake gonna do? Holy shit. I remember a coach one time. He had muscular dystrophy, so he couldn't really walk. And so he also didn't really like punch players, but this was worse. This kid ran the worst play, and he called everybody over and he said, "Steve, I wish God would give me back my ability to walk so I could run away from you right now because you suck." And I was like, that hurts worse than any punch anybody could ever throw.
I've heard a coach say he was going to put his dick in the player's ass.
Yeah.
Was that in Hawaii or Epstein Island?
I'm just saying.
That was here.
This was one of the most insane things I have. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I feel bad for that coach because he got railroaded for like no reason at all.
I mean, it's a reason, but
No,
it was stupid.
I mean, yeah, okay, but in context, it's not unusual, dude. And those same people are probably celebrating Bob Knight, who fucking chucked chairs across the floor.
What was that record?
Rest in peace, Bob Knight.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Huh?
Nobody looked it up. The thought process to me is that just like most things in this country, there's a hypocrisy baked in for people to get upset about things to try to be on the right side of things. And if you boil it really down, it's stupid to try to look, if you're in a classroom studying algebra and a teacher lays hands on a student, they're wrong, right? It's wrong, right? But you're trying to bring what a certain modicum of the way that you're supposed to handle and treat people to a sport in which you physically run into each other as fast as you can, as violently as you possibly can. No, like it's baked. Violence is baked into the sport itself. Like, I don't understand the way that you get things done in that world is very different than you would across any other line. Like, to me, is that anyone that has a problem as far as a coach stupidly striking a guy in the boy in the helmet, where you're doing more damage to that motherfucker's doing more damage to his own hand than he is that kid.
You ever punch a helmet? That shit hurts.
It hurts like shit. No glove and everything trying to fight. Fuck that. Stupid as hell.
So he was an assistant coach.
Oh, that makes it easier.
The team isn't that bad. They're 8-2.
Yeah, he must be assisting pretty goddamn well.
What state was it?
Florida, Tampa.
All right, so
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's look, if you got a problem with somebody laying their hands on somebody, then let's go back to the drawing board as far as football as a sport as a whole.
It's like if you get hit by a baseball while in algebra class, there's a problem. If you get hit by a baseball while you're playing baseball, it's not that weird.
You actually brought up something that sidebar. Am I the only one that is slightly afraid every time they go to a baseball game that they get hit by a baseball?
Oh, I've frozen again. This is fantastic.
You're fine. We can see you.
I have never.
Jesus.
I've never been afraid at a baseball.
Okay.
I have been.
It's not like a deep dark. It's just something I gotta.
Have you gone in the last 2 years?
Yes.
They put up the netting. The netting extends pretty far now. So even if a baseball is to hit you, now it is almost 100% your fault for not paying attention.
That's fair. But my head's always off swivel.
Well, if you're afraid of getting hit by a baseball, then it's not swivelly enough.
Fair enough. Now you are frozen, but we're gonna leave you that way.
Am I frozen mid beverage sip?
Getting there.
You got the drink in your hand.
Like an old, tired, abusive husband.
Ooh, good.
He looks like an old, tired Josh McDaniels.
Nice segue.
No, it wasn't.
Yes. No, it was horrible. It was really embarrassing.
Jesus Christ.
Well, whatever. Okay.
You told us.
Yep, sure did. Josh McDaniels is fired.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember where we left off last time we were discussing McDaniels.
We were shitting on McDaniels. You were doing everything you could to not directly shit on him, but we kind of knew where you thought.
Okay, cool.
You're back.
Yep, you're back. Unlike McDaniels. So
motherfucker.
You remember we discussed like the team meeting that he had in front of everybody and all that the bullshit, right?
I don't know if we did discuss that.
We did a little bit. Yeah, so they lit into his ass, as people have said, and afterwards he just became a shell of himself. They said they were running practices, and if people fucked up, he didn't correct anybody like he usually does. Like it just was what it was. And at that point, kind of knew. But I'm happy to announce that after McDaniels was fired, they hired Antonio Pierce. KDot, you know who he is.
Very familiar.
Yep. And he's from Compton. Born a Raider.
Born a Raider?
Yeah. That's what he said.
Okay.
Yeah. Raider starter jackets, the hats, all that stuff. Like me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Also from West Side of Compton.
No, I'm from Cali though. So
he's very likable. I will give him that.
I love that guy.
And they played really hard. You can't say they didn't. Plus, they were smoking weed in the locker room. It's crazy.
And you see all the different reactions that that people around like the league or like as the players are talking, you can see the sigh of relief.
Yeah, Max Crosby's mad comfortable now.
I mean, he goes on all these offs. It was a stutter, okay?
Yeah.
Look,
I pray to God it was a stutter.
As
I know you do.
I know that stutter. I know that stutter intimately. That wasn't a fucking stutter, bud. That was forgetting I was on live.
He was talking to the fans though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think here's the thing.
He looks at them stands.
I ain't taking that shit from you. All right.
There's a
saying if there's anybody that intimately knows your franchise, probably better than anybody you know, it's me. And I can tell you what your draft picks are gonna be. I can say you need to know.
Fuck that. I'm turning off my phone next year. Fuck it.
Anyway, no, but
I know that franchise, man. I'm just saying.
Good for the Raiders. It's y'all back up.
Good for the Raiders. All right, listen. All right, I'm just gonna be as brutally honest as I can about it. And I think because I'm prefacing this by saying that James is gonna try to defend this, he's not. He's a. Just let me. I'm gonna speak my piece. The Josh McDaniels hire was fucking stupid as shit. Your boy called it from the get-go. As far as what people wanted to continue to forget was not about whether or not he knew things X's and O's wise, which I still think that there's a little bit up in the air as far as like how effective the X's and O's were as far as take it back. Not as far as how effective it were. They weren't effective. But it wasn't the system, the game plan, or did he not have the right players for it? And there's a lot to me, the biggest issue is what Josh McDaniels' shortcoming has always been, which is he's the most unpeople person in the league. Like, as far as from a coaching standpoint, he cannot, under any circumstances, be in a room with players and get them to buy into a fucking thing. And I don't know why people were forgetting what happened in Denver. Like, there were tons of stories that came out in Denver. And to think that he went back to the bubble that is New England and miraculously got better at this part of it, it was fucking stupid. But what Mark Davis wanted to do was that he thought, I can make New England of the West. And he went about trying to do that shit. And you can't do that if you're like your Bill Belichick. And Ward knows, I don't think Bill Belichick's going to be able to do that ever again without a Tom Brady. But I digress. How he lands on Antonio Pierce is some of the dumbest goddamn shit I have ever heard in my life. Now, that being said, I understand it because it feels like a fucking Disney movie. He hears the guy make an impassioned speech. This other coach who can't do it is like, I think I found my leader. And that's it. That's all it took. That's the bar. Wasn't, hey, we got to do this interview process, or, hey, who is it we're going to elevate from an X and O standpoint? I loved his speech. You're hired, bud. Now, that being said, he's a hell of a speech guy. Pierce is one of those dudes from a coaching standpoint that you put more in the mold of like a Dan Campbell, which is like he can get his guys motivated. How far that takes you.
I mean, he does have coaching experience, though.
He has coaching experience on the high school level.
College level, right?
Yep.
Yep. Like, there are tons of stories about when he was a high school coach, like the things that he would do. There's like all these legends about stuff that he would do. I liked Antonio Pierce a great deal when he was here in Washington until he went to New York and became a Pro Bowler for the fucking Giants. That's more in Washington was ever on him. So I never really blamed him for that. Even though he was talking mad shit when he got to New York. Kind of fucked you still about that a little bit.
But it was deserved.
Fair enough. This Antonio Pierce thing, we are in this honeymoon period, which is you can clearly see how much they fucking hated Josh.
Yeah.
It's clear. And right now they're kind of freewheeling, trying to do this. What it's really boils down to is that I know what I picked the Raiders to win this last week. I think everybody kind of knew they're going to come and they're going to play with a certain level of intensity now. But now we start getting into, as more of the seasons roll on, it's not just whether or not you can motivate. It's what are your X's and O's like? What are your schemes like? What can you do to prepare? I don't see that they made wholesale changes as far as the offensive and defensive coordinators post Josh McDaniels. So okay.
Yeah, we fired the offensive coordinator too.
Gotcha. Who's the offense coordinator now?
His name is Bo. Like name was Bo. I don't.
Is that all we know about him?
Yeah, like it's
okay.
Yeah.
Is it like a white dude from Louisiana, or is it like Bo Jackson?
You are some bitches. Okay.
We're just asking who your offensive coordinator is.
Fair question.
I don't know this motherfucker, bro.
We're all trying to learn together here. That's the point of this.
Shit.
We're educating. He doesn't even come up on a Google, does he? He doesn't exist. It's just McDaniels.
They just told them. Yeah, we have an offense coordinator. It says Bo.
Bo Hardigree.
Bo Hardigree.
Yeah, there you go.
Where's he from? What does he do?
I mean,
damn.
He was with Adam Gase before.
Okay.
So he enters his second. He was quarterback's coach. So he was brings 15 years of coaching experience to the post, including the last 10 years in the NFL. So he's been in the NFL for 10 years. He's been the quarterback's coach for both Derek Carr and Jimmy G.
That is not bad. That's not a bad person to elevate either.
It's not terrible, but that's the thing is like now with
the other part was, I saw how, like, I watched how it was before. When Derek was there, him getting to the line, like being as smart as he is, right? He was able to switch up to play to whatever we needed. When Josh came in, he was like, nah. He didn't really want the QBs to make all that shit. But now with Bo, he let Aiden, the rookie, like go up to the line, like he was changing plays, like all that shit, and it worked out.
They are playing. Yeah, got.
Who's it? KYP? Know your personnel,
right?
Like,
and that's
quarterback's coach, and he's like, "Oh, you mean the quarterback that I've literally been standing next to for the last 6 months? I trust him."
The Raiders right now are easy to root for because they're rolling on vibes. There's nothing that I can literally look into as far as an X and O standpoint that says they're markedly better than anything. It's just addition by subtraction when it comes to the Josh McDaniels aspect of it. And now they have somebody that makes it fun to come to work and actually do shit. How long that lasts, who fucking knows? I know we're all rooting for them. It was very awesome to see Antonio Pierce, your guys' team president, and I think there was another, like, you see this predominantly black-led group. This to me is awesome, but
first time that's ever happened.
This is awesome, but it truly feels as though Mark Davis was just at a point where he's grasping at stuff, and and that just to me is always I don't know how one could look at this and not think that he's grasping at stuff.
No. Like, all right, so after like a little while after, like more shit came out about the process of McDaniels being fired. And one of those things was Mark Davis was taking like leaders and captains and shit like to the side or like out to dinner and like asking them how they feel about McDaniels and all that shit, right? And I understand what you're talking about in regards to the speech, right? But he's giving them a shot because he believes that he can do it, right? And team leaders are saying that they would want him.
Not disagreeing with that. I'm saying that right now you have a guy in Mark Davis who rehires John Gruden trying to live in his dad's glory days. The John Gruden thing explodes to a degree which nobody could have ever expected.
Yeah.
Rich Bisaccia gets the gig. He looks good in the interim. The guys play hard for him. He doesn't get the job.
Yep.
He then goes out and tries to make a big splash, create New England of the West with Josh McDaniels.
And that failed.
That failed miserably. Once again, not an original idea in Mark Davis's head throughout any of these things, right? Then you have this situation where you handpicked and gave this dude tons of fucking money that you're still going to have to fucking pay him. I guess the stadium's making buku dollars. Congrats, Mark.
You see the halftime shows?
I'm not denying it's making buku cash. It's a hell of an attraction in Vegas.
Last week was Rick Ross.
But the audio quality always sounds fucking shit though. Just throw that out there.
I think it's at the stadium. Yeah, I think at the stadium it sounds very good.
I hope so.
I heard it. I heard it. Yeah, so it's good.
Just to get through this. The right now, Mark Davis in this decision making, as far as we get the press release that Josh McDaniels is gone at 2:30 a.m.
Yep.
Josh was trick-or-treating with his kids when he gets the news.
Yep.
And he has to call his kids back to. This is a rash decision. I'm not saying it's not earned on Josh McDaniels' end. Not saying that. You're not gonna have me defend that dude, right? And you're not gonna have me try to say bad things about Antonio Pierce. I'm just saying, if I'm looking at anybody in Mark Davis, this feels like a fucking movie that he's trying to bring back. This is what it feels like, the hopes and we should all root for it. We love storylines. We love story. We love a comeback underdog story. This is great.
For it and be happy. We cool.
But if it fails tremendously, no one would be shocked.
Yeah, but it can't get worse than it was, right?
That's not true.
No, because even if they fail and they don't win another game,
Caleb,
it'll be a cool story, right? How they came and they battled under a coach who had to come in the middle of the season, blah, 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 blah.
Unless he loses interest, like Rich Bisaccia, I thought was that story.
Well, Mark had already admitted like that he made a mistake there. And then that's kind of like, from that viewpoint, it's like Antonio Pierce, AP, has a shot.
He's
getting an opportunity.
No, he has a legitimate shot.
He's getting an opportunity. It's a legitimate opportunity.
Right.
I'm not denying it's a legitimate shot, and I'm rooting for him to get this shot.
Right. So
there can only be one AP like Highlander, and it'll always be Adrian Peterson.
Because his nickname is AD for all day. No, fuck that. He doesn't get AP anymore.
Well, that's the only person I know is AP.
I'm just still voting for Associated Press. It's just me.
No. Fucking nerd.
All right.
Just saying. But look, Mark Davis, you get credit. No, I'm not doing that. You get credit if it works. Like that's where we're at now. Hey, I don't think he's Jim Irsay level.
We will
I don't think he's Irsay.
Irsay.
I don't think he's
Irsay was crazy.
But Irsay is a very crazy break. He takes after his dad in that way. They'll go off the deep end immediately. Once again, thank you, Irsay, for being responsible for Dan going. And neither of them are as problematic as Dan is, even though fuck him and he's no longer my team owner. But it's like, he's not chaotic bad. Mark Davis to me is just a dude that just doesn't know what he's doing. I think his heart's in the right place. He just doesn't know what he's doing. And I think it's important to him from a family legacy to keep the team in his name. And I get that. I understand the pressures of that. That'd be fucking crazy.
Yeah, and he loves the Raiders.
He loves the Raiders.
He is the Raiders.
I'm not denying any of that. I think his heart's in the right place. It's just whether or not he has the slightest idea what he's doing is what. So far, I'd say no. We can.
The hiring of Champ Kelly is paying dividends already, and it will continue like in the future. And to get him along with Dave at the same time was clutch. Like to pry him away from Chicago was crazy.
Winning games.
Yeah, and we're moving on.
We'll see how it goes.
That's it.
It's been 1 week, and we just spent 45 minutes on it.
Keep winning games. It's an hour and a half dedicated to the Raiders. 2 weeks ago. We're good.
So.
We know.
Like, this makes me happy. At least
for now. We'll hope it stays that way, sort of. Oh, it's better when you're miserable.
Taco Bell fries make me happy for about 15 minutes.
You said
Taco Bell fries.
I remember you said the NFL is better when we're relevant. Relevant, bad or good? Like what we talking about here?
Wait.
Moving on up.
All right, fine.
I don't even know at this point.
Week 9.
NFL does NFL Network even show like the NFL Classic stuff anymore?
Yeah.
I rarely watch it. I rarely see it. But there's like I like seeing you guys in those old videos. It's nice to know you guys exist.
Yeah, I like it too. And I like to see y'all like old hogs and stuff, you know.
Now that I pay for NFL Network, I have it on the TV all the time just because I pay for it. Extra.
They just show the same shit over and over again. They're trying to make it like ESPN and I don't love it. Just give me the old timey music. Frozen Tundra. 1965. The Oakland Raiders have come to town. I love that shit. They are the gods of the gridiron.
Hey, why is Jordan Poole so trash, bro?
Yo,
0-for-7.
no, here's why.
We have the worst team in the NBA, but
here's the problem. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. And I can sum all this up in 10 seconds. Starting 5, semi-competitive. Everybody else, not competitive, gives up 150
you're
a game.
Out of your fucking mind if you think our starting 5 is competitive.
No, semi. But the Wiz give up 150 points. The Wiz give up 150. Hey, no,
point differential.
We are not getting into the Wizards today because I don't have the capacity.
No, here's
moving on.
Over and under 15 wins.
Under.
I think it was right around there. 15, I think, might be hard to get to.
Yeah, and Jordan Poole with that dumb mustache. Kuzma's out here balling. Anyway, moving on.
Fine.
Moving on.
All you gotta do is just bring baddies to the game.
Moving on. No, we need less baddies. We need fat chicks only in the front row.
You know what happens when Jordan Poole sees a baddie? Goes off.
It's DC.
I'm gonna start going to Wiggins game. I'm taking some cheap shit.
Me too. I'm gonna go too.
No, right. The crazy thing is they're not cheap enough.
Oh, not enough yet. They've got to realize there's no hope, and we got to look for lulls in the calendar.
All right. So last week was a bad week for all of us.
It was a bad week. It was a sad.
I came in first place.
I know. All right. Then me and Ryan had 8. KDot, you had 9.
Of
King
course.
Had 7. It was bad. All right. The first game.
It's all relative.
First game, week 9.
Bitch.
The Titans and Steelers.
Man, that was a fucking toss-up. We all knew it was a toss-up.
Let's see.
Why was it a toss-up? It was Will Levis, who I do love, but it was him going up against Mike Tomlin Pittsburgh defense. I know why I picked who I picked.
It was a toss-up to me.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Will Levis is gonna be good. He's gonna be serviceable.
The game that we all kind of thought would be the game of the week, but it was very underwhelming. The Chiefs beat the Dolphins.
Dude, what a fucking wet bag of ass that
it really was, bro.
And I woke up at 8 to start making breakfast so I could enjoy that game, and then it was ass. God damn it.
That was a game I wasn't worried about at all. I knew the Chiefs were going to win it. And the thing is, the final score shows that game being so much closer than it actually was. The Chiefs were in full control of that game the entire way through. And it's like I'm saying, I think people want to, right now, over the last few weeks, you've seen things that don't look quite right. Like, people want to be behind the Philadelphia Eagles, and at times they struggle to beat the Commanders, right? So it's like, what is that? But you like, there hasn't been a commanding enough consistent performance through any one team throughout a season where we're just like, that's the pick.
There's no
that's the pick. But the thing is that what I'm saying is that with that being said, there is one team that I think is the closest thing you get to a juggernaut, and it's the Chiefs. They still have Patrick Mahomes behind under center, and that defense is the best defense he has ever had in Kansas City. The combination of those two things is fucking terrifying, and it should remain terrifying.
But you also, unlike I feel like years past, you also feel like they could lose any week.
Yep.
So that's the thing, is like, I don't think that I think there's a difference between what we're seeing, what you usually see from Kansas City, like where they're just beating dog shit out of people, right?
Correct.
Where their offense is just lighting it up and doing whatever. That's usually when they were in a situation where defensively they were worried that they just had to run up the score on you, right? The biggest difference for Kansas City's offense this year to last year is the red zone efficiency. They're not anywhere near as efficient in the red zone as they were last year. I think a lot of that has to do with Travis Kelce not being 100% to start the season. It's been a sort of slow build, and it's all dependent on whether or not Taylor Swift is going to attend the game, which actually matters. Beyond that, they are playing a much closer. It's akin to what the New England Patriots used to do for the longest time. My favorite Patriots team with Tom Brady were never the ones that 2017. While it was so much fun to see him throw the ball to Randy Moss, what's still remembered at the end of the time is that they didn't win a Super Bowl. When they won a Super Bowl, it was the rushing attack and the fucking defense. And when the push came to shove and they need a fourth quarter comeback, who could they rely on to make all the plays? Tom. Now, the thing is, if I'm looking at a toolbox, right? I'd pick Patrick Mahomes as most of any of his tools over anything Tom Brady has. Not saying he's better than Tom Brady, just that toolbox is fucking larger. And that defense is fucking good. And even if they were to lose 1 or 2 more games, even 3 games going into it, in the playoffs, there is no team in the NFL that scares me more than a team with Patrick Mahomes on it. It's top 5 in defense. That's fucking crazy.
No, it's a good point. I'm just saying that at this point, you used to be able to rely 100% on that offense, no matter where you're at in the game, to drive down the field and get a touchdown. Right now, it's like,
I just don't think they're doing it. I don't think that they're taking the risk as they would typically take to drive the ball down the field, because they could just say, punt it. Don't worry about it. Punt it.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's factored into a certain degree. And I still don't think that they've unlocked Isaiah Pacheco the way they need to.
Well, I think their O-line isn't playing particularly well.
I'm not going to say that either, because here's the other thing, is that we're saying this because they're not being deduction out of. Do you guys know where Kansas City's ranked on offense?
3rd.
They're still like top 5.
Yeah.
Like, that's not.
We don't need to talk.
Like, it's just.
Right, also, they're the Chiefs. Let's move on.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not saying anything groundbreaking here.
Like, I don't want.
Also, LOL Tyreek Hill. Continuing.
All right.
That's the other thing about that game is I guess, and we don't have to stay long on this part of it, which is Miami. They haven't beat a winning team. They've beat all the losing teams.
Well,
how serious are they?
Injured that entire game. He got hit like play 2, and he was at like 30% after that. So all they had to do was double Tyreek, which they did.
But how good are the Dolphins?
Nobody knows.
I don't know.
Benjamin Solak for the Ringer said something. I wish I could remember the analogy perfectly, but fuck it. Basically the gist of it is
the wet bag of ass.
No, they're a Ferrari. Their offense is a fucking Ferrari.
Breaks down all the time
when it's running right, but you can have somebody throw a fucking rock at it, and the moment it hits a pothole or anything, that bitch is all off the fucking road. I think what we're seeing right now with Miami, which is something that I always thought about them, going into this year, I thought Miami had one more season. I thought they might regress a bit, but they got one more season because McDaniels still has more to learn. And I still think what he has not figured out yet is in-game adjusting to whatever it is the defense is doing. Well, he hasn't perfected that.
As soon as the defense, you can watch enough tape to figure out Tua's timing. When he turns its back and turns back around, you can go 1 Mississippi 2, and then that ball's in the air. Where's the person he's throwing to? And once you figure that out, it's not that hard. It's not that hard because he throws based on timing. That's it. Even Tua doesn't adjust very well.
No,
that's the system. That's the system that they're in. So right. You can fuck up that timing, man. They are fucked.
But I still think they're super talented. And
Raheem Mostert is a fucking savage.
I love that. What A-Chain?
He's injured.
He is.
But Mostert, he broke it for what, like a 60-yard touchdown? Or
no, they're not.
Fucking good.
Look, Miami's still a team that I'd be terrified of to meet them on any given Sunday. And I think you're overestimating how easy it is to stop.
No, it's not easy, but I'm saying once you figure out their timing, it is easier to stop them. They're not going to go, put up 70 on you.
Atlanta and Minnesota.
I'm going to briefly discuss what did they call him?
Pastronaut.
Yes, the Pastronaut. First off, I love Josh Dobbs.
Me too.
I can't deny it. He is fun to watch. And look, putting him, can you imagine when Justin Jefferson is back? Good God. They are going to be super fun to watch. Josh Dobbs he's just an animal. And I love it. He's like, I don't care where, put me on 3 different teams this year. I'm going to win 10 games. So good for him.
We got a new Fitzpatrick.
He kind of he has that same energy, right?
That's kind of what he's a journeyman.
He's like I'm gonna get 3 snaps. 3 snaps under center. You guys know my cadence. I already know most of this playbook right now. Let's run it.
Because he's smart as fuck.
No, he's smart as shit. But that's
he's got no eyebrows. Not blocking the brain. Nothing's blocking the brain. It's getting all that vitamin D. He's sucking it in, loving it.
fucking Jada Pinkett at quarterback.
Okay, Howard.
This is more of an indictment on the Atlanta Falcons and Arthur Smith and what the fuck are y'all doing? And the press conference he gave today, which you guys won't be watching, the press conference he gave about why they're not using Bijan Robinson was the
guy who should be running their team.
I have never heard anyone say so little with so many words.
Oh man, you got to see me on the weekends when I get into an argument.
No, it's you remember when you had to do a page count?
Oh, I was gonna say something appropriate.
When you had a page count for
Love it.
like a paper, and you're like, I got 2 pages worth of shit. So you just start using extra words and longer words to get your page count to 5, and then you would like 1 1/4 space instead of 1 space. That's what he did on live television.
I'm a verbose motherfucker. There's no getting around it. But the idea that
now
I'm pretty, I'll talk a lot. But
I guess if we're just using verbose for the quantity of words, then correct.
Yes, I'm not saying look, I got gems in there, but they get lost with all the rest of the shit.
Right.
So like if you listen to me talk, if I'm talking for 3 minutes,
I don't.
There's 20 seconds of fucking pure, unadulterated gold, which they get immediately buried in a bunch of book of bullshit, and you're just like, I lost interest. I see it happen on the pod all the time.
Yeah, no,
James starts looking off here. Ron just looks up there. They're like, yeah, he's just doing it again. And I'm like, and then I get self-conscious about the fact that it's happening, and I can't continue to talk.
You can't stop talking.
And I'm just like, hey, the gold's gone. The gold's gone now. They didn't see it. They didn't see the gold. Hopefully, maybe somebody else saw the gold. They saw where it got dropped. They can go back and find the gold.
I'm watching a LeBron commercial right now, but I'm sure you're saying things that are interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's a quick story. There's a when I worked at that insurance company, my best friend now, who was my boss at the time, I used to get in trouble because I would talk too much on the phones to customers. I had the highest closing percentage in all 3, like one of the highest closing percentage in the history of the company. But my average handling time of phone calls was also like quadruple of what anyone else in the company was doing. So I got off a phone call that maybe lasted 45 minutes. Supposed to last like 10 to 15. And I knew what she was going to talk to me about. And I went over to her desk and I just start defending myself. And she looks up and she pulls this out and she pulls out a timer and she sets it. And I talked for 7.5 minutes without her saying a fucking word. And she said, you see what I'm saying? She said, go document your coaching play. I was like, fair enough. And I walked away. I knew it. It's me.
It's fine. And I am trying to use as few words as possible because I got stuff to do.
Fair.
Huh?
Cleveland, Arizona.
Cleveland's defense good. Arizona's terrible. Kyler Murray's coming back. Who gives a shit?
Correct. Moving on.
Green Bay and the Rams. We all picked the Rams. We were all wrong.
Yeah, no, the Rams are certified absolute dog shit ass, which we thought they were. They are who we thought they were.
I'm going that far. Green Bay surprised me.
Surprised the shit out of me too.
Here's the thing: if I could pick that game over again, I'd still pick the Rams. If I could pick that, if they played again this week, I'm still picking the Rams.
Certified dog shit ass.
I don't trust the Packers at all.
No,
I think it's because the Rams won the week before.
But the Rams then the week before put up an absolute dud. So it's like,
yeah.
I just the Packers. They just don't look okay.
No, but remember, this was because I was working last week. They're starting to get healthy. The Packers are starting to get healthy on offense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't.
All right. The Commanders in New England.
Well, I picked the Pats.
Yeah.
And Sam Howell's the guy.
I picked the old Mandy's. You know why? Because the Pats are ass. And
Pats are pretty bad.
Washington can be whoever they want to be from week to week. And I was like, is this the week? Feels like the week. Feels like
kind of surprised after like moving on from Sweat and Chase Young. So
no, that's what fortifies a defense. Oh, they say you can't do it without them. And then yeah, they can. Cam Curl's still on that defense. So
Sam Howell's the truth.
That kid's got a fucking rocket.
You gotta stop taking sacks though.
He has been.
Oh yeah,
The sack numbers have gone down, but it's more about Eric. The thing with Washington right now is that Eric Bieniemy's changed his offensive plan to something that we've been begging him to do for the longest time, which is more short passes, more screens, and more running game. The biggest issue with the running game is that we run out of shotgun. And the thing with running out of shotgun, if it's not an option where the quarterback can also, and it's not a draw, you literally can only run the ball one way. So if you know the guy's on the right, it's a run play, the defense knows it's going to the left. So it's just an ineffective run scheme. Like it doesn't mean anything. So we doing a lot more under center, things like that. And in Sam Howell, there's a bunch of statistics about the most big throws in a game. Sam Howell's leading the league. The dude's not afraid to make any throw, sometimes to his own detriment. He had a pass at the end of the first half in this game that was absolutely atrocious, but it's all part of the learning process. Usually they snap out of that unless their names are Josh Allen and Brett Favre.
All right. New Orleans, Chicago. Pick New Orleans. Yep.
What a terrible game.
Baltimore, Seattle.
Barf.
We all picked Baltimore.
Baltimore. All right. Outside of so everything I just said about the Kansas City Chiefs, I can kind of say the exact same thing about Baltimore.
No,
Baltimore's a scarier defense, which is terrifying, and their offense is working. I think it's what we always say about Baltimore, and it's the same thing. If Keem was here, I'd say the exact same thing to him. This drubbing of Seattle was a masterclass. Baltimore will go as far as their injuries will take them, and
their
if they are healthy, with an offense that's working and a running back group that looks like they're going to get the job done now,
Bus.
They are terrifying. They are truly fucking scary. But it's always a war of attrition. We always get to a point around week 14, 15 where Lamar's had to do everything by himself, so then he's starting to feel a little hurt. That's all I'm watching. If they can stay healthy, I'd say Baltimore if it's Baltimore, Kansas City in a fucking playoff game, I'm still picking Mahomes, but all bets are off.
If it's Baltimore at Kansas City, Baltimore wins. Kansas City at Baltimore, Kansas City wins. Don't ask me why.
All right. We have Houston and Tampa Bay. You all picked Tampa Bay. I picked Houston. And that is another part of one of the reasons that Josh McDaniels was fired, because Mark wanted us to move up to number 1 to pick CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it.
Kid looks like a fucking stud, does he not?
Yeah, he is. I know he would be.
Looks like a stud. Nico, stud. Me, stud.
I apologize after week 2. I'll still keep with that apology.
470?
Huh?
470? 470 yards, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I apologize after week 2. Because the stuff I was hearing in training camp about him was enough to make me say, maybe I didn't get this right. But I think it was more about me not liking the Houston Texans organization, which I still don't like, even if I'm rooting for D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud. It's not crazy to fucking think after this season with the schedule, he might be considered a top 10, if not already, quarterback, which is fucking nuts.
One of the ones.
Hey, remember when we were all like, oh, they're going to be tanking this year? Nah.
I didn't think they were going to be tanking. I just thought they'd be shit.
Yeah.
I actively don't like the Houston Texans. I like D'Amico Ryans. I like CJ Stroud now.
Stroud should have been.
I do not like their ownership. I haven't liked their front office mostly. I still won't forgive them for what they did to fucking David Culley or Lovie Smith. And they're assholes.
I feel like they're trying to do it again this year and they won't let them. So go team.
That'd be hilarious if they just cut CJ Stroud at the end of the season.
Oh, please do it. All right. Indianapolis. Yep.
Indy.
Jesus Christ.
There you go. Words are hard, buddy.
Found it out. Yes, you tried.
And
you gave up.
I did.
Just
Indy.
Oh, no. The concussion's coming back to haunt.
No, hey, that's why they call it the Indy 500, because most of the people that go to it can't pronounce Indianapolis.
I'm getting I can pronounce it now.
Hey man, you should probably get it.
And you just
you should get into NASCAR, bro.
Indianapolis.
Okay.
But it was more like that or Indiana, and like that's from my words. Like,
I
just
don't understand why that's a thing for you. I don't understand it.
we all have our things.
I got a thing.
All right.
You got a thing.
This I think was like fairly close, right? They were going back and forth for a while.
Who fucking cares?
Yeah,
Fair
nobody
enough.
gives a
All right. Raiders and the Giants.
Nobody gives
30-6.
fuck. We already talked about it for way too long.
No.
Giants suck. Raiders
They were a bad team.
riding high.
Right? They are bad. The Giants are a bad team, but
Yeah.
we have lost to a lot of bad teams. So for this to happen,
Win again.
yeah, please. I hope we do. All right, Dallas and Philly. Me and Ryan picked Philly. You and Keem picked Dallas.
Yeah.
It was a toss-up. NFC East battle. I still like the only thing I would say is that even the Philly won this game, it did not. I don't think it made it seem as though Dallas can't beat them. Like that game still to me was like the NFC East is still fucking legit as far as our top two, and there's a good chance that one of those two will be in the Super Bowl. I think they're both Super Bowl contenders.
I think the Eagles losing Goddard kind of hurt them.
That's
They lost
right.
their safety blanket. So,
But I think if these two teams play each other 10 times, I think it probably 6-4.
probably. Man, I'm really glad they didn't play on Sunday night. What happened on Monday?
Buffalo and the Bengals.
I think it is time the Buffaloes start cleaning house.
No shit.
They have neutered my boy. They have neutered my boy. They
DeMar?
cut off his penis. They
What happened to
neutered my
DeMar?
boy. Yeah, no, it's and it's like just to see how upset and angry a lot of the people on that offense are, not at each other, at the scheming. Did you see what they said? We're running up tempo. We were beating the shit out of them. And then because it was working so well, we had to change directions. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, I'm sorry. It's working too well. Let's not do this anymore. What?
Brian's arms went up like this. And he said,
I am like that logic to me is like I'm shooting myself in the foot. It really hurts.
Oh.
I'm gonna continue shooting myself in the foot. Like what? It's just God damn it. I don't think they're gonna make any changes mid-season because I think Josh could probably get us to round one of the playoffs. But
As I've been saying.
I knew it was a round one exit. But we are losing prime years of a franchise quarterback because we can't run an offense. Our defense is playing incredibly well. Our defense is keeping us in this. Defense was our issue last year. Anyway, I'm done. Thank you.
okay. Last game.
Hang on, no, wait. He's gonna get that shit off about this fucking stupid ass Bills doing Bill shit. Yeah, and here's the thing: you
Bill Riffick.
You can be upset, I guess, to some degree about what it is they do as far as neutering Josh Allen, but I'd also say that long term for you guys in this season, it's a good idea to neuter him some because he's also usually the reason you guys are losing fucking games. There's got to be a way that he plays within this game. The idea, to me, the move that I saw that I adored was you guys sounding like Garrett Blunt. To me, there is an idea that I think Buffalo's kind of holding their cards close to the chest to a certain degree and just trying to do things the right way that's going to work for the most success for them long term, which is they have to make sure that they have a running game that fucking works. Otherwise, they're going to fucking be a first round exit like they do. They're just going to progressively get worse each year. There is a progression that needs to happen that's not just Josh Allen playing hero ball the entire time. It has to be different than that. But beyond all those things, the Bengals are fucking here. And Joe Burrow is fucking...
We
Joe Burrow
3 times.
Joe Burrow is fucking healthy. He's moving around.
Yeah, but
and
Jamar Chase is not.
Look, I saw that I had Jamar Chase cost me so much money.
He's not practicing.
I get it. That fucking because he dropped that goddamn ball and fucking 60-yarder would have cashed out everything, motherfucker.
Well,
Although Joe could have put more on that ball, he did underthrow the shit out of it.
Well, that's because he's not healthy. Moving on, Chargers Jets.
Chargers Jets. Chargers beat the Jets. Now, Salah doesn't know if Zach Wilson will be the QB.
That was not Zach Wilson's fault.
Plead the fifth, which is funny.
I'm just saying.
I think
how does all this shit happen to teams before we play them? Right before we play them.
No, nothing will change. That's the good thing for you. You should be worried if it's the Bills. If it's the Jets, nah.
We saw what happened with the Bills.
Right, but the Bills are a different team than the Jets.
Yeah, fair enough.
The Jets beat the Bills, and then that was their one shining moment.
They barely beat the Giants. Robert Saleh's got one of the toughest jobs in all of coaching right now.
Yeah, he does.
Wait,
and he's got to maintain that Zach Wilson is literally the best option they have, but also not lose a locker room at the same time. I don't know how you do it.
Hey, why don't they get Mike White? Oh, wait.
I will say that he gave a press conference. He was answering someone's question about Quinnen Williams and his lack of sacks this year. And the answer that he gave was, I thought, one of the best. Robert Saleh knows his fucking defenses. And what he was saying as far as stats being an overinflated stat, I just thought was it was something that more people need to hear.
Yeah, okay. Your defense, if you're a good defender, you make opportunities for other people as well.
Bingo.
All right, so let's go into week 10.
Oi.
Tonight, maybe. Yesterday.
Maybe.
Carolina's playing. Fair enough. Carolina's playing Chicago. Everybody's going on to the Bears. What say you guys?
I'm going with them.
Okay.
Chicago.
I got the Panthers. Next game, we have the Colts and the Patriots. What say you guys?
I will go with India 8,500.
You bitch.
I'm going New England.
Yeah, this is a super tough.
Me too. I'm going New England.
I don't think it's that good of a game.
We got Houston and Cincinnati.
Bengals.
Yeah, I'm
I got the Texans.
Yeah, I'm switching mine right now because this may be the one I switch. It's totally dependent on Jamar Chase's health. Because
they said he's still sore today.
I'm sore today, but that's just age.
We got the Saints and Vikings. I have the Saints.
Potentially Justin Jefferson back. Probably not.
Jeff Jefferson will probably not be back until week 10.
Okay. Well then, this is week 10.
I know. I was just saying what you would do with that information.
I'm gonna go.
Oh fuck you!
I'm gonna go the Pastronaut.
Oh my god!
The Pastronaut is the guy.
I'm going Minnesota.
I think this should be a fun game though.
Hey, Marshawn Lattimore gone. If he's not already injured, hopefully not. We have Green Bay and Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
I am taking the Packs to score one more point than the Steelers.
I actually have the Packers too.
21-20 is my guess.
KDot, who you got?
Steelers.
Okay. We have the Titans and Bucks. I have the Titans.
I don't.
Okay.
Me neither. Buccaneers.
Then we have 49ers and Jaguars. What do you guys have?
49ers.
Yes, I will take the 49ers of San Francisco.
Debut of Chase Young.
I'm taking the Jackson.
That defense is going to be filled.
I'm excited to see Montez in Chicago on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. The Browns and Ravens.
Do you think he's gonna sweat? Probably not. It's cold.
You can sweat in the cold, bro.
Fuck you.
Now we're even.
I think this is interesting because the Browns defense is really good, but everybody's on the Ravens.
I'm taking the Browns.
I want to, but that's dumb. So I'll be on the Ravens.
2 words or 2 names, or not 3 words. Is a name a word?
What the fuck is wrong with you right now?
Deshaun Watson's back. Baltimore.
Bro, that's 5 words.
No. Deshaun Watson's back. Those are the 3 words.
Is back. That's 2 words in this.
Deshaun Watson's back.
No, but what you're doing is you're ignoring the fact that you have to say the word is. You're not. Watson is not possessing anything. There's no apostrophe. It's Deshaun Watson is back.
Grammar lesson like cracker. We already discussed how verbose I am, so fuck that asshole. Deshaun Watson sucks. Like Ryan sucks. Dick. Ravens.
Oh my god. Lamar always plays bad against the Browns, so I expect that trend to continue.
I'm realizing that Ryan's computer froze. He might not be able to unmute himself.
Oh shit. Damn. He's going to Texas later. All right. The Falcons and the Cardinals.
Should get white boy.
Falcons and Cardinals. Who you got, KDot?
Falcons. I actually think that Arthur Smith listens to his sexual answer.
What did he say?
He's picking the Falcons.
Okay.
I think he can hear us. He just can't unmute.
Oh, this is great. Falcons, fuckers.
He said correct. He acknowledged those. Exactly.
Cool. All right. So I have the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's back. They still don't know how to use Bijan. We'll see how that goes. The Lions and Chargers.
Lions.
Same.
Ryan is picking the Chargers.
Okay. Ryan, do you want to go into why you're picking the Chargers? Team.
I almost read it.
I did too.
Oh, hey, Ryan's back. Sort of.
Ryan's left.
He's laugh. You're not allowed to laugh at that, asshole.
Oh, he froze again. All right. So Giants and Cowboys.
Yeah, we need to see his response to that text message.
All right, Giants and Cowboys. I feel like the whole
Cowboys.
Yep. Ryan, who do you got?
Am I back?
You're back.
You're back.
Oh no.
You're back.
Wait, am I?
You're back.
Okay. All right. Oh, so Chargers. I know this is a while ago. I think it's gonna be a shootout, and I'm picking an underdog. That's all.
I like the pick. I feel about the Chargers.
Yep.
And you got the Giants too, right, Ryan?
I have the Cowboys. Thank you.
I mean, Cowboys. Yeah, my bad.
You mean the quarterbackless Giants?
Yeah.
Yeah. No thanks.
The Commanders and Seahawks.
Mandy's.
It's been good luck for me to not pick them here and then pick them on the Commanders podcast. So I'm gonna go Seattle.
Okay, I picked Seattle too.
But on my other podcast where I really break down the game, I think I'm probably gonna pick the Commanders, but I still haven't gone through all the data.
Okay. Jets and Raiders Sunday Night Football.
Jets.
Cool.
Raiders.
Yeah, I got the Raiders too.
I just said that defense is too much for you guys.
That's fair. That is a good defense.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing is like if I have to count on Antonio Pierce and Bo, what's his last name?
Hargy.
What?
Hargy or something like that.
That's what it says. I don't think you got that right.
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I just think if he wins this and schemes something against this Jets defense, it could be something. Then all right, maybe the Raiders are something serious. But
well, I mean, when you fire a coach like in season, especially how complex McDaniels like system was, offensive system, you're not changing anything really. You're just calling the plays differently. Yeah. So
that's fair.
And the shit's working. It's just that
Who'd you guys play last week?
the Giants. But listen to what I'm saying. It's working just because of how we're being more aggressive than we were before.
You guys are happy.
No, I'm saying we're playing the play.
You're playing happy.
More aggressive.
It's
more aggressive because be aggressive. All right, because Aiden O'Connell can actually throw the ball down the field.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main difference.
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, having him on Devontae is going to be.
It's a rookie quarterback, right?
Yeah, he's a rookie.
Jets. I'm feeling better about this pick.
Michael, you think Salah's going to scheme? All right.
You don't like the Jets defense?
I do. I just think they're going to have trouble because of their O face.
As they should.
Broncos and Bills.
Look, I will tell you, I may not watch another game this year if
you did quit the pod one night
for a couple hours.
No, I was quitting sports in general. I was quitting everything.
And the sports books, they all cried.
All right. I got the Bills winning 27-17. And then I got the Raiders winning 21-10 over the Jets.
The Bills winning.
You got them double-digit winners. Okay.
31.
You feeling real good about them.
I just said 21 points.
Yeah, 21 to what?
21-10.
That's what I say. You got them as double-digit winners.
Yeah. How much do you think the Jets are going to score?
I have them 24-13.
Okay. I think you guys can get ran on. Depends on whether or not they want to use Breece Hall that way.
Yeah, I agree there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean,
Zach Wilson's bad. 90. Nobody's saying anything other than Zach Wilson's bad. Garrett Wilson, legit, super legit, but that's the only receiver that means anything there. And then you have, Xavier Gibson, who they finally got involved last week. It was like he had more catches last week than he has the entire season. It was the dude that everybody's rooting for in Hard Knocks. That motherfucker can play. I can't wait to see him get more opportunities to do ball. He's really, really dangerous with the ball in his hands. And yeah, Breece Hall. Breece Hall's like he's averaging more yards than any other running back in the league per carry. Which is nuts. Like to think about that, right? Everyone knows you need to stop the run because it's Zach Wilson. And he's still averaging 5.7 yards a carry. It's fucking impressive.
Yeah, but they're still ass. So
final thoughts, guys. What you got?
If the New York Metropolitans were about to spend $8 billion on what can only be like one of the coolest venues of all time, so they're building all that shit around Citi Field into like there's going to be a park, a casino, bars, restaurants. They're redoing the train station to make it accessible to everybody, which is cool. If they then turn around and trade Pete Alonso
to the Giants,
burn it to the ground, all of it. I will spend my days incarcerated and happy.
That motherfucker is 11th in attendance. Trash.
Well, yeah, it's hard to get there. They're going to make it easier.
I don't think that's the reason.
The biggest.
The Meadowlands aren't particularly easy to get to. The Bronx, it's easy to get to Bronx. All right, James, are you pulling up stuff for your final thought, or should I just do mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Thank God. All right, James.
Can't wait to see the Marvels, and I will let you guys know next final thought what I thought about it. Even though I think that there are a lot of people that want this movie to be bad, I can't wait to go in here with an open mind. I'm just ready to have some fun, and I'm really rooting for the director, Nia DaCosta, Black woman director.
I heard bad things about like her experience on this.
I haven't heard that. I've heard people try to interpret her experience in that as being bad.
No, I'm talking about like I don't like. I'm not saying anything like negative. What I'm saying is like like she had a bad experience with Marvel. Like,
see, that's the thing. I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing people taking what it is that she said or what she did and extrapolating something and giving it a negative connotation as far as her relationship with Marvel. I haven't heard anything directly. They're giving her a lot of shit because during the middle of post-production, she left to go do another project. It's something most directors do if you're busy. It's just something that happens.
What is it? Gotta stoke while
I think they were just saying like the point in time though was weird.
But that's not. But that's the same thing for a lot of directors. If you're keeping busy, there's certain directors that will stick through an entire project. There are other directors that know I'm going to give this over to the editing team, and then I'll have some say, but I don't need to be there every day. Everybody's a little bit different. I think I look for shit like that they're trying to make her seem other than. And I'm going to defend her, being that she's a Black woman director, and we don't have enough of them that are doing projects this big.
Agreed.
So I think that they're looking for things to fuck up on this. But I mean, Marvel overall has been going through the ringer. Everybody's seeing the variety articles and what's been happening with the Jonathan Majors case and everything like that. I will say that I've been a fan of this season of Loki, even though I know some people have not necessarily been. And I have not been as low on some of the recent movies that other people have been on. I still think Secret Invasion was a fucking abomination. But overall, I think that people are overselling the quality of the movies early on. I think that they're a lot more mid than people remember there being.
I had a question for you, and now it's escaping me. What is going on with Jonathan Majors?
Nobody quite knows. I have heard that there's
looked it up, and I can't fucking figure it out.
The thing was that a couple months ago, it looked like everything was kind of falling apart as far as the prosecutor's case, right? But it is going to trial. And
that's what you do if your case is falling apart, is you give it a go.
But the ex-girlfriend, she's also been formally charged. And I don't know. I just know that without spoiling anything, watching some of the recent Marvel stuff, I do think they're left with options if they cannot go all in on Kang. But that being said, I won't know that for sure until tomorrow. At the end of tomorrow, after seeing the Marvels and seeing Loki, I think I'll get a better understanding of how fucked or not fucked they are, depending on where the Jonathan Majors.
Are you expecting a major surprise? Moving on.
Die.
God damn it! I've been trying for years. Hamas?
All right, Shades.
I thought so. It's cool.
What?
I forgot it.
Well, I'll have a final thought for you.
No.
Shout out to James's fiance.
Yo, shout out Alawaki.
Alawaki, the woman that he knew that trafficked him.
You guys were gone
from humble beginnings in the Bay Area while he was listening to E40, being a little rapscallion.
E40.
And then I know that James does not like to talk about his interactions with Bill Clinton and
can't mute you. I'm leaving.
Love you, bud.
Love you guys.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye-bye. See you next week.